Hi, it's me, Chio. Welcome. So today we are talking about the Smart Money Woman episode 3. I already know how this goes. I'll start with the chapter in the book and switch over to the episode I watched and tell you like the recap and my feelings towards it. And trust me, I have a lot of feelings. And okay, so first things first, I'm hungry, like really hungry. So I don't know how my mood is going to come off because like I'm one of those people, like probably everyone in the world, right? That gets super angry when she's hungry. But like I don't think I have so much like negative feelings for this episode. I don't know. Like as we go we'll figure it out. But hopefully my hunger doesn't amplify it, right? Okay. So the third chapter starts with us understanding that this is about where your money is going, figuring out like what are the things you spend your money on. Do you have accountability for it and stuff like that? So as I'm reading it, the first major thing that captures my eye is when she's calculating, when she actually sits down to calculate, when Zuri sits down to calculate how much she spends on everything, and she has her rent and car maintenance and all that jazz, and she goes over to her shopping and she spends about 180,000 naira on a pair of shoes. I will spend, okay, I know people spend a lot on shoes. Like when you have the money and you like it, go ahead, buy it, but shoes, and she buys like 10 pairs in a year, so that's like basically every month on a 600,000 naira salary. But I don't think she even makes up to 600,000 naira in the book, but let's say it's even still that. Let's say she makes 600,000 naira in a month, and each month she's buying 180,000 naira cost of shoes. Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, at least like this is a point of her realizing her spending habit is really bad. So at least she was able to forgive herself for it, right? Because you can't make progress if you don't forgive yourself for the mistakes you've made. You have to be able to move on from it. So she's being accountable, she's forgiving herself and figuring out a new way to manage her life, right? But as she's doing this and seeing how much she actually spends on things like weddings, Ashwebi especially, she gets a delivery for a package and it's like this beautifully wrapped box and it's Ashwebi. And she's like curious who is sending her stuff. She's not expecting any wedding only for her. I think she now realizes who the person, because she has this distinct memory of the name. So she realizes, where's my hair? Okay. I have like these two tails that grow no matter how much I cut them, so they just stand out. So yeah, these are my tails. So anyways, back to the story, right? She recognizes the name and calls Tammy because Tammy is the person that knows people. Like, why did I get this delivered here? I didn't ask for it. And Tammy is the friend that she grew up with the silver spoon, right? She works, but it's more like play than work. And her parents and whoever she dates sponsors everything for her. So she has like the least, in my belief, she has the least value for money. So when Zuri is annoyed with her for, first of all, giving her address to a stranger, and second of all, imposing this duty on her to pay for clothes to come for a wedding for someone she has only met once or something like that, and Tammy is getting pissed that Zuri is angry about it. I mean, seriously, come on. Yeah, there has to be better ways of figuring out what kind of friends you're having. There has to be boundaries. There has to be a better understanding than that. But okay, let's say it's because Zuri in the past never minded stuff like that. Let's say that's the reason why Tammy felt comfortable sending her address to somebody without telling her and putting her in a position to pay for something she didn't want to pay for. But basically nothing really happens in this chapter in the book because this is about just the conversation of where is your money going. So after this scene, as Zuri is going on with her life, she invites her friends over because she wants to save money instead of going out and spending ridiculous sums on brunch and all that. She invites them over to bring, like, okay, bring drinks, bring food, let's just have an inside friend hangouts, right? And that's when she brings up the topic of where is your money going? And like different conversations come up about how is it that this is her life. Her friends talk about, oh, she lives in such a nice place and everything, and there's this conversation of if it's worth it. And while there are different arguments of if it's worth it, Adeswa's argument is that Zuri should downplay her wealth to attract men. So let me get this straight. You were born on your own. You worked hard, went to school, suffered through exams and all that, got your degree, completed different courses of education, established yourself in this world, made a living for yourself, but you should downplay it for men. I mean, I'm not one to go around flaunting money, but like, it's not about flaunting it. It's about why are you not allowed to show off a certain level of I can handle myself. Like, I don't think the kind of man you want to attract is the one that is too scared, intimidated by how much you make. Because if that's the kind of person you're okay with, then go ahead and downplay your accomplishments as much as you want. But seriously, you should not have to downplay it for somebody else, because if they don't value you, they don't appreciate you, if they are not excited for you, like, oh my gosh, you're doing so well, if you're not the kind of people that congratulate you on your accomplishments, that are going around telling people that's my girlfriend, that's my fiance, that's my wife, that's my friend that is doing so well for herself, if they're not comfortable doing that, then they're not the kind of person you should be with. But it's not our fault, it's society. Society has made that a thing. Society has forcefully instilled the mentality on women to need a man, to need to be less, and also has instilled this mentality in men to feel the need to overpower, overshadow, over everything, over women, to feel good about themselves. So it's kind of like, we know people make up society and people are what caused this, but then it's kind of the first set of people that did it, just, yeah, basically. So I don't blame Adeswa for her mentality. It's sad that you have to feel bad for it, right? But also feel bad for people that know better, but they are still stuck, because it's hard to fight against a large group. And okay, so as you're going, I'm reading the book, not really feeling the whole thing. And next thing, Zuri is talking about her friends, and I don't remember what Lara says, but all of a sudden I'm seeing this huge info dump in the book about Lara, and like, the book has already established itself to be about Zuri. Her friends are just there. So why are we getting this info dump about Lara? And the worst part about this kind of info dump in this book, which I've noticed is like a pattern in this book, is not just that there's info dump about characters that are not specifically important. It's the fact that right after this info dump about their backstory and their mentality and everything, the next part is like a conversation they're having. And all these things are shown again in the conversation, in the dialogue. And it makes the info dump pointless. Like, we didn't need to know that then, when we're still going to talk about it now in a more natural way, right? But that's about how I felt about the book. At the end of the day, in the book, I was just feeling bad for the characters, mostly Adeswa and Lara, because they are the people that actually, their money is going into something. Adeswa's money is going into her family, her husband mostly, who is not doing anything with his life, and Lara's money is going into her family, her relations, mother, brothers. I don't know how many siblings she has in the book, but basically it's going to a lot of people. It's things that they need, but basically these two characters are spending on actual things, but these people are leeching off them, so they are suffering trying to be good people. But a character like Zuri, I can't feel bad for her because she doesn't have any responsibility, and basically, please manage your money well. But at least she's learning, she's growing as a person. That's what this journey is about. She's growing, so you can't be annoyed with her. It's just her journey. So yeah, we get the lesson again at the end of the book about tracking expenses and figuring out where your money is going and knowing how to allocate stuff for what and keep track of your money, basically. So with that, we go into the episode where the drama is. And drama I was expecting, but what I got was ads. So much more ads. Like into the first few minutes of the episode, like first 5 minutes or something, we get this really badly done, I'm sorry, but really badly done First Bank ad, and just throughout the whole thing. And I don't mean like when I said it like my last video, I think like people thought like, okay, when you're watching a series and they take a commercial break to show ads. No, while this has a lot of that too, what I mean is as you're watching it, every scene is a product placement scene, and it distracts so much from the story. I don't know how much those work. I guess it works for people, especially if you're focused into those things, but it just annoys me. Like, come on, I don't need to see your products everywhere. So that's how I feel about the whole stuff. Away from the ads, because that's not what we're here today. As I was watching this, as I started watching it, I just had this thing like, Zuri is more childish in the TV series than in the book.
Unless you are telling me you invested the money. Did you?
No.
So you work.
And it's weird because I think she makes bigger mistakes in the book. So I think it's just something about her attitude, like the expression she makes on character, that makes her come out as childish in the TV series. And I don't know if that was done on purpose, but it's kind of off-putting for me. So what's up with that? And with this, like, I'm already not interested in Zuri because of this as I'm watching the series. So the next star of the show we see is Olivia's hair. And it's like, okay, I don't want to talk with my hair like this, but I mean like carry your hair anyhow, basically. It's just the scene, it was so random, and with the fact that she's holding the child and you think she's about to poke the child's eye out with that hair, that's I'm just there like, okay. Basically hard to forget hairstyle. So Olivia is not an important character. I just remembered her because of that hairstyle. The scene we are in after we leave Zuri's scene is a Deswa scene, and that's the thing, like in the TV series they do more showing us the other characters that they do in the book. We actually see the other characters' lives of just the conversations after the fact. We see how this plays out, and oh my goodness, is Adeswa's life a tragedy or what? Tragedy tragedy or what? Oh my goodness. When you're I don't even know what to say, because I feel so bad for her to be stuck in such a marriage. Like, that person you married, first of all, stay away from mama's boys, because how can you be so attached to the hip to this one woman, your mom, that you neglect every other woman that comes in your life that you're supposed to love? And it's not just this neglect for the character, it's like the personal traits. Like, is it a stereotype? Maybe. In what I've seen in real life, it's not really, because it happens a lot of mama's boys also being so entitled, so rude, like loser bullies kind of thing. And it's projected intensely in Adeswa's husband, that you're not making money, you're angry that your wife is making money. Okay, go and make money. Instead of you actually going to make money, you're messing around. And then you lie to your wife, and when she talks about it, because it's not just her that has a problem with it, the child is also missing the father. So many things are happening, and all you know how to do is insult and shout at your wife and tell her to basically get lost, because your life is your life and you can do whatever you want, and her feelings or opinions about it aren't important.
So if it means that I stay out all night, so be it. Don't call me, don't be worried.
So basically basically, when you start with the angle of Adeswa's first conversation in the book about marrying somebody by hiding how much you make so that the person feel comfortable, this is the kind of human being you're setting yourself up to be with. And the worst part is, the mom is living with them, mother is living with them, and not only is this woman living in these people's house, which we all know is Adesha that paid for, she's shouting at the woman, calling the husband's house, telling the son that he can do whatever and ignore the wife. And of course, you can see the misery on Adesha's face. And I just feel bad for her. And after this Adesha's sad scene, we go back to Zuri. And so far as I've watched the series, I noticed that I'm so uninterested in Zuri's scenes because her problems are not real problems. They are self-imposed problems that you can come out from. But it's the way it's delivered in the TV series that's my problem, because nothing is really happening. She's not saying anything. We just see long, drawn-out scenes of facial expressions and sighing and doing tasks that are not even actual tasks. And at this point, I know that I'm watching the series for Adeswa because she's the star of this show. Like, literally any character else, any of the other girls is the main character, but not Zuri, which just throws me off because she's supposed to be the main character, right? But they don't do much for her scenes, and like the storyline they gave her is richer than what is in the book. So how come it feels less than what is in the book, right? And I'm just there confused. But basically, I watched the series for Adeswa and Lara. Next thing, all the girls are together and they're getting ready to go for something, and they go for a dinner or something. I really don't know what event they went for, but they go for something, that's the point. And there they introduce this guy. Oh my god, he's supposed to be the love interest, and can I just say he's creepy? Like, I don't mean him as a person in real life, because I don't know him, but I mean the way they show him in this series is creepy. And I don't know if the expressions he's making is supposed to be sexy, mystery, hot guy, but it just comes off as angry, creepy dude. And not just that, but he also doesn't know how to act.
Good luck catching a cab in the rain.
Maybe it's just bad casting for this particular series, or maybe they didn't explain. I'm giving excuses because I don't know this guy and I can't really judge from just this one clip of one episode. But he just looks like he doesn't know how to act. Like, come on. But this is the guy that they're trying to convince us is the love interest that we should all be expecting some juicy... Where's my tail? There you are. This is the guy they're expecting us to be expecting some juicy love story with. I don't know. But yeah, as I said, he's not... doesn't strike me as salt. From there, Lara is back in the house and the landlord comes to collect his money. And I felt like after the last episode where they showed the dream and it was like a different interpretation from the book, that they're giving like a less taste, a more tasteful character to the landlord. But no, he's still as gross as he was in the book. He still brought up the whole sugar daddy thing. And not only that, but the way the character was acted annoyed me. And I know he was supposed to be a funny character, but that's what annoyed me, because he wasn't funny. Maybe my taste in comedy is skewed. Maybe it's different from the rest of the audience. But he wasn't a funny character to me. It just, I felt myself getting annoyed the longer his scene, and the scene stretched on for so long. But probably not, maybe it was even seconds, but it felt like he stretched on for so long because the character was just that annoying to watch to me. And because of the change of direction with this, they, in the book, when the previous chapter in the book when the landlord brings up the topic about having sugar daddies and everything. Adesua gets pissed and shouts at him and puts him in his place and goes on, takes that as her courage booster to go on and make changes to her life. But here is the closing scene where she has already made those decisions to make those changes to her life, and the guy brings up the whole sugar daddy thing again, and she shouts at him. She somewhat shouts at him. It's not really effective, and the guy comes back at her like still asking for the money, and she's all there panicky, and that's where it ends. And my question is, why was it changed? Because the topic today is supposed to be knowing where your money goes, but it ends on a note of respect, like when you're owing and all that, people won't respect you. And I feel like the switch in direction, I don't know who made that creative decision, but I think it wasn't a great decision for a character that we're seeing is actually supposed to be getting out of her problems. Why do we feel like she's still starting from square one? Like, we see her making decisions in this episode, selling off her car, managing her money, changing locations, like different things to make her spending more reasonable. So I don't understand where we went. I really don't understand what went wrong. But basically that's how the episode ends, and we're reminded about the lesson of respect, or is it money? Basically, I know I made like sound like don't watch it kind of thing because it wasn't great, but trust me, you want to watch it for a day. So her story is really interesting. Lara is also a really interesting character to watch. The other two friends, Tammy and the other one I keep forgetting her name, aren't so much interesting, but I feel like they have the potential of being interesting. The only person I'm not like invested in is actually the main character, which sucks, but it is what it is. So that is it for episode 3, and hopefully episode 4 will bring us something juicy. So that's it for my video today. If you've liked this one, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe, and also turn on that notification bell so you never miss a thing. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.